Something we have learned over the last couple of months is the one and only Mr. Jonathan Twomley has moved his communication, his community building, really from Facebook to LinkedIn. So I want to ask him why, what is he seeing, and do a kind of LinkedIn versus Facebook discussion. Jonathan, I'm very curious. What have you seen? Why LinkedIn over Facebook? What's been going on?
Yeah. So now, just by way of background, right? I used to think that LinkedIn was just a complete waste of time. Like it was just you've stuck up your online resume, and then all these random people would make these, connection requests from you, and then usually they were trying to sell you something, or they were just like collecting a
Yeah.
network for I don't know what reason, who knows why, and you know the groups on LinkedIn were completely useless. They were just people posting their links.
Yeah.
And so I basically ignored LinkedIn for years. And
Okay.
then a couple of years ago, I noticed like, or maybe even not that long ago, a year ago or so, I noticed a couple of my friends were telling me, I was like, well, what are you guys doing to find investors? And I'm like, oh, I'm using LinkedIn. And I was like, that's interesting. And I assumed that they were doing it by like DMing a lot of people,
Right.
right?
Yeah.
But that's not what they were doing. Now, let me just sort of then go to sort of Facebook. So we'll put that on
Okay.
hold right
Yep.
there. I'm like, LinkedIn, interesting.
Okay.
In the meantime, as you guys probably know from watching the channel for a long time, I built a very large Facebook group
You have
and
twice.
twice, yeah,
Yeah.
two times. That was a mistake doing it twice. But, the reason why I did it twice actually was because, Facebook is like Facebook only cares about making money, right? So they pushed out Facebook groups several years ago because they thought they were a way to make the platform stickier, right? Which makes sense. Like people come and they start engaging in conversations in groups, they stay on Facebook, and then Facebook can show them more ads. However, people started using Facebook groups as a way of getting organic traffic, right?
Hmm.
Getting their own, sort of building their own lists and building their own communities. And
Hmm.
Facebook didn't like it, right? So because they weren't paying money to Facebook, right? And so,
Right.
and ironically enough, Facebook, it was weird on Facebook too. I was actually perfectly happy to spend uh, ad money to drive traffic to my Facebook group, but that was forbidden for like Facebook actually wouldn't let you buy ads
Interesting.
to Facebook groups, which honestly, I don't know why they
Hmm.
wouldn't do that, but they wouldn't let you do it.
Okay.
Um, so basically, I invested a lot of time and a lot of effort into building this community on Facebook, and it was doing really well, had a lot of engagement, and was getting, sometimes up to 30 requests a day to join. And then
Wow.
literally overnight, one day, it went from 30 requests a day to 3 a week. Facebook just turned off the traffic just like
Interesting.
that because they didn't like it, right? They didn't like the fact that that I was building this community, and I did all kinds of things to try to get the engagement back. I mean, all kinds of different methods. Nothing really worked, and
Hmm.
I started noticing after a while that um, I wasn't even seeing people when people were posting in my group. I didn't even see it in my feed. Like Facebook wasn't even showing members of the group what was going on in the group, right?
Wow.
So,
Okay.
uh, so I just realized that this was not a
Okay.
good use of my time anymore. And I've just noticed that Facebook, in addition, they seem to be pushing a different kind of group now, which
Hmm.
is a group that's like where people post pictures of stuff. Like I keep
Hmm.
on seeing stuff in my feed now where people are posting, for instance, like beautiful pictures of Ireland or, waterfalls or things like these, right? And people
Okay.
are building these really big groups, but it's all about posting pictures and video, right? Not about
Okay.
having discussions. And
All right.
then usually it feeds back to a page. I guess the way that people make money is it's linked to a page. You can go to the page if you're curious, which
Hmm.
probably most people are not, and then click through to their website, right? So
Okay.
basically, Facebook is just using these groups now as a way to kind of keep people scrolling on Facebook,
Hmm.
and looking at stuff, but not
Got it.
not
Not
really engaging.
interacting, doing
Yeah.
okay. All right.
So um, so I stopped really paying attention to my Facebook group because it wasn't worth the effort anymore. On
Got
the
it.
other
Okay.
hand, LinkedIn, what I've noticed on LinkedIn is a lot of very good substantive conversation happening. And so things that used to happen on Facebook and also used to happen on Twitter, right? I think a lot of Twitter users have come to LinkedIn now
Yeah, I'm seeing that. Mhm.
because Twitter has become a cesspool of,
It has. It's horrible.
yeah, it's just since Elon Musk took over Twitter, he's just turned it into a pile of, it was already kind of in its own way, kind of a horrible place, but there was a lot of really substantive discussion happening on Twitter.
Hmm.
A lot of people have just been so turned off Twitter since Elon Musk took it over
Hmm.
that they've now gone over to Facebook. Sorry, to LinkedIn.
LinkedIn. Yeah.
Yeah, and I also, from what I understand, since Microsoft bought LinkedIn, they've
Hmm.
also changed it a bit to make it more sort of social media friendly and not
Right.
just like like a place to post resumes.
Mm.
So what I'm finding now is that LinkedIn is really full of people who are dedicated to posting every day, posting really substantive stuff. It's a very supportive, um, like people are very I think the sort of professionalism of LinkedIn
Mm.
still lingers. So,
Okay.
excuse me, people are less, and you still see a little bit of it, but people are less inclined to post like their political rants or to
Mm.
post like really trolly comments
Right.
because it it reflects badly on you. Like it's not like you
Yeah,
can
well,
have,
one of the things on LinkedIn is you don't have trolls, right? You don't have these nondescript names with no pictures, right?
yeah,
You know exactly who's doing it. So, if, a troll comment will be linked to somebody. I think that's important.
yeah. I mean, there are fake profiles for sure on LinkedIn, and but you can spot them fairly
Yeah, you can
easily.
spot them out.
Yeah, and also even if they're not fake, like I make it a point, like if you don't have a picture on your profile, I'm not accepting your requests. If
No,
you're
not at
not
all.
if you're not posting a lot, I mean, unless you're from this, you reach out from Orat and tell me, hey, I listened to you on Orat, then like even if you're
Yeah,
not an
it says
active
yes.
user,
Yeah,
I'll connect with you. But like if you're some rando and like
yeah,
you never post, like I'm not connecting with you.
agreed.
Right. So
So I'm
th-
curious.
yeah.
So I guess there's two things when I think about Facebook versus LinkedIn. So first off, kind of my history is I was the only social media I had while I was employed. So this goes back through 2018 was LinkedIn. No Facebook, no IG, nothing else. Not even, I guess I had a Twitter account because I had a go-to-market page,
Hmm,
but that's all I had was LinkedIn. And you're right. It was basically my platform to find great salespeople. That's
right.
what I used it for, and occasionally to market for speaking events. It's interesting to think about. And then oh, by the way, I leave the job in 18. I haven't looked at LinkedIn for 5 years. In fact, I
Hmm,
went back there I think 2 days ago to announce something because I knew I was going to talk to you. So it's interesting to see LinkedIn evolve. Curious, what are you posting? Are you posting like articles that you've read with summaries? Are you posting videos? What is Jonathan doing to initiate and build community there?
So I post about multifamily real estate. I post about the deals I'm doing, sort of practical things I'm learning. Um, I post, there's just a lot of like experience sharing that I post.
Mm,
Also, my thoughts about like the coaching industry. Since I do coaching, I talk about like the real estate coaching industry and
yeah.
how much I dislike it.
Yeah.
Even though I do it, how
Yeah.
much, not that I dislike coaching, how much I dislike
Yeah.
the
This,
hype
yeah.
and the
Yeah.
hype and the gurus and stuff. And I do a lot of commenting. I mean, I make sure to comment on posts of other people that I like, to
Mm,
support
okay.
them. And and it's just a good place to kind of get these discussions going. There are also some really good pages that I like to follow, like Jay Parsons
Oh
or
yeah. Jay
or
Parsons is good. Yeah.
yes, CRE analyst. I mean, there are some pages that are posting really, really high level, you know, like stuff that you would like probably, Michael, like
Mhm.
geeky housing
Yeah.
data stuff,
Yeah.
and like
Okay.
and there are great opportunities to comment on those pages. And it's interesting. I actually had a discussion. Someone reached out to me from Europe the other day, right? A
Mm,
family office from Europe reached out to me and said, "Hey, we're interested in talking about it, investing in your deals."
mm,
And so I talked with them, and I looked the guy up on LinkedIn, and I was like, well, we're like a 3+ connection. Like we don't have any connections in common.
right.
Like how did you find me? And he said, I follow CRE Analyst, and I really like what you post on what the comments that you make on their
Oh,
posts,
interesting.
because it
Okay.
it demonstrates, you know,
Right. You know what
like
you're doing.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, it demonstrates like an alignment of values with us. It demonstrates,
Wow.
like competence. And I was like, wow, that wasn't even from like one of my posts. That was from something that I commented on someone else's
Yeah.
post, right?
Consistent.
So,
Yeah, I like it.
so I think that LinkedIn better that maybe you could have done this on Twitter in the past, and maybe you still can. Um, Definitely better than I think on Facebook. You can really build an authority site for yourself just on your own LinkedIn page, and
Yep.
you gain followers, and people are paying attention to what you're saying. And if you just keep on, it's like that old Gary V thing, like,
Oh yeah.
right, what is it,
Jab,
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 right hook.
right hook. Like just
Yep.
keep on adding value, keep on adding value, keep on adding value, and
Yep.
then you can start to then kind of offer whatever service that you have. But
I
I
like
guess,
it.
like I said, what I really like about the platform is it's the high level of the conversation that's going on
Hmm.
the platform.
Well, I will you maybe to my detriment. I've posted once on LinkedIn in the last 5 years, and that was a couple of days ago when I announced the Zuber letter. But yeah,
I
I will
I
get I'll give it a look.
I think LinkedIn would be a great platform for you, Michael, actually, because of just the kind of stuff that you do already. Like, so
Yeah.
I think it's a ready-made thing for you. So you'd find it worth your time to post there.
I will take a look. I think it's I'll take a note right now. There you go. All right, Jonathan, well, do me a favor. What is the LinkedIn profile so people can go follow you?
Yeah, it's just Jonathan Twombly. Just come and look me
Very
up.
simple.
Yeah, it's really easy to find me as long as you know how to spell my name, and you'll find me right away if you do a search.
There you go. Thank you, buddy. I appreciate you.
Absolutely.